With today's technology, it's getting easier for movie directors to bring anything to life with the use of computer-generated imagery effects, better known as CGI. We all love and enjoy movies with great CGI like Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man No Way Home, Game of Thrones, and the list goes on. But today, we're gonna focus on the times directors fumbled the bag and gave us some terrible CGI effects that ruined the movie experience. So let's dive in. Number 10. X-Men Origins Wolverine Claws. In this movie, there's a particular scene where X-Men is inside a bathroom looking at his claws. As he retrieves them, you can right away see the bad animation. The claws look cartoonish and not real at all. It's even worse when you compare this to the first X-Men movie that released 9 years before this one, and they look way better. Number 9. Deep Blue Sea Shark Attack. In this movie, there's a group of researchers who are being hunted by some intelligent sharks inside an underwater facility. There's a scene where the group is fighting with each other, and Russell tries to keep them calm and tells them that they are going to get out of there safe and alive, when suddenly a shark jumps out and attacks them.
And we're gonna find a way to get out of here. First, we're gonna seal off this
You can clearly see when the animation takes over. The CGI here looks fake and cheap. Even the blood in the water looks fake and not convincing. Number 8. Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic. Fantastic Four is a movie about a crew of 4 astronauts who are exposed to a mysterious cosmic storm that alters their DNA and gives them superpowers. Mr. Fantastic, being one of them, now has the ability to stretch his body to extreme measures. Every time he's stretching, you can clearly see that he's animated and fake. With a budget of $100 million, there is no excuse for this crappy CGI. I've seen free movies on Tubi with better CGI than this. Number 7. Hulk: The Final Battle. In the movie Hulk that was released in 2003, there's a battle scene between Hulk and Observing Man that looks terribly animated. It literally looks like a fight scene from a PlayStation 2 video game. You might think, oh, the movie came out in 2003, CGI wasn't that advanced yet, but when you compare it to Jurassic Park that came out in 1993, 10 years before, it makes this movie look like a joke. Number 6. Die Another Day, Glacier Surfing. In this movie, there's a scene where James Bond is hanging off a cliff after almost being killed by the Icarus, a giant satellite that shoots a beam of light hotter than the sun. Graves then orders the cliff to be cut off by the beam, causing the wall of ice to collapse into the water. As James falls to the water, he grabs a parachute and starts surfing on the water, exposing the awful CGI effects. This scene ruined the movie experience for a lot of people. With the $140 million budget, I don't know how they couldn't have made this scene look a little more real. Seems like they didn't even try. Number 5. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone Giant Troll. In this movie, there's a scene where Hermione is in the bathroom when suddenly a giant troll appears and starts attacking her. Both Harry and Ron then rush in to try to help her. When Harry jumps on the troll, you can see the animation take over. Harry and the troll both look like cartoon characters. Don't get me wrong, this is a great film and one of my favorites, but this CGI effects is terrible for a movie of this caliber. Number 4. Spy Kids 3. Being one of my favorite movies growing up, I can honestly say this movie has the worst CGI effects ever. In the last battle scene, the Cortez family is fighting this giant invisible monkey robot that escaped from the video game. The robot looks ridiculous and cartoonish as hell.
Let's kick some metal.
Nothing looks real and the animation is just awful. Seeing this movie again as an adult and noticing all the terrible CGI effects leaves me wondering and thinking, why did I like this movie so much? Number 3. Scooby-Doo the movie. In this movie, there's a scene where Scooby, Shaggy, and Mary Jane are fleeing from the possessed people on ATVs when suddenly Mary gets smacked with a branch, revealing that she's a demon. She then stretches her skin back in place, exposing the terrible animation.
Like doggies!
Just look at her lips. They look like they were painted on with Photoshop. Though the movie's not that bad, I feel like they could have done a better job on this scene, especially with the $84 million budget they had. Number 2. Catwoman, Wall Crawling. In this movie, there's a scene where some bad guys are robbing a jewelry store and Catwoman comes to stop them. As she takes 2 of them down, a third one appears behind her and starts shooting, causing her to jump and crawl on the walls. As soon as she jumps, the live action stops and the crappy CGI effects take over. This scene looks like some gameplay from the Catwoman video game that came out with the movie. With a budget of $100 million, I would expect some CGI effects that look better than this. Especially a movie that features a celebrity like Halle Berry. Number 1. The Mummy Returns, King Scorpion. In this movie, there's a scene where Rick and the Egyptian prince are fighting when suddenly a giant door opens and lets the King Scorpion out. This has to be the worst CGI effects in history. It literally looks like they took The Rock out of a 2001 WWE video game and just slapped it onto this animated scorpion. A huge letdown. Alright guys, so this is the end of the list. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you got any topics you want me to touch on, comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See y'all next time.